Go Maine. The Sec of State has barred Trump from running underneath Section 3 of the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, since he is ineligible to be on the ballot for insurrection. It is not uncommon for states to remove people for being ineligible to be on the ballot, and the fact that people are upset that Trump is being removed honestly do not truly care about the Constitution until they can see that it benefits them.
Maine has now joined Colorado in deciding that former President Donald Trump is ineligible to be on the ballot next year. Maine Secretary of State made that announcement yesterday. The unprecedented decisions will almost surely head to the Supreme Court for a final ruling. ABC's Rachel Bate has more.
For the second time this month, a U.S. state
Like in 2012, a naturalized citizen tried to run for president but was barred from running for president because he was ineligible to be on the ballot because the Constitution requires the person to be someone that is born in the United States and not a naturalized citizen. He was uh, barred from the ballot, and this is no different than barring Trump from the ballot over constitutional reasons.
booting former President Donald Trump from the ballot, citing the Constitution's insurrection clause. Attorneys representing a Republican, a Democrat, and an independent cited the Civil War era provision as justification for kicking Mr. Trump off the ballot.
We believe former President Trump on January 6th engaged in an insurrection against the Constitution of the United States. And under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, that disqualifies him from holding the office of the presidency.
And President Trump's legal team citing other secretaries of state who passed on removing him from the ballot.
All of whom
Just because some Secretary of States decided to fail in their duty to remove Trump from ballot doesn't mean that every single Secretary of State is barred from removing Trump from the ballot for his crimes of insurrection. It is quite laughable how Trump is, or his lawyers or representatives are trying to push that.
have been asked to engage in this type of in a disqualification, and every administrative official has declined to do that for good reason.
Ultimately, Maine Secretary of State ruled the former president ineligible.
When we looked at the weight of evidence, it became clear that January 6th was an attack not only on the Capitol, on government officials, but also an attack on the rule of law.
ABC News.
Yeah, Trump told his base that the election was stolen and to go fight like hell to keep the election from being stolen by the Democrats. That's an insurrection. Besides the several recorded phone calls of him trying to convince election or officials to give him more votes, that's election interference. Trump did participate in a election. What about Mo Brooks? He was wearing uh, a bulletproof vest when he went and told people to go fight as well. I mean, several people knew what was going on and they knew they were trying to take over the government. It was all an insurrection, and nobody can continue to lie about this.
Contributor John Katko, a former Republican congressman who bucked his own party to impeach Trump following January 6th, disagreed with the ruling.
It seems downright un-American, and quite frankly, I'm not a big fan of President Trump.
The decision follows a similar.
How is it un-American to remove somebody from the ballot when they have violated the Constitution or is in some way eligible to be on the ballot? It is American to remove people from the ballot when they have participated in an insurrection against the United States.
Ruling in Colorado, which has been stayed until the U.S. Supreme Court makes the final call. Trump spokesman Stephen Chung blasting the decision, saying we are witnessing in real time the attempted theft of an election and
Well, that's hilarious for somebody to say when in 2020 we actually saw the attempted theft of an election by Trump and his MAGA base. They went to the Capitol, were fighting police, broke into the Capitol building, and were trying to prevent the uh, election from finally happening.
And personally attacking the Maine Secretary of State, a Democrat, as a leftist. Overnight, California's Secretary of State announced that Trump would remain on the ballot despite calls from the lieutenant governor to remove him. It all underscores the divide